At the trade deadline, the Miami Dolphins traded for Bradley Chubb from the Denver Broncos. They sent running back Chase Edmonds, a 2023 first-round pick, and a 2024 fourth-round pick to the Denver Broncos in return. He is 81 overall with star dev in Madden. He's 26 years old. I moved him to defensive end because he's a speed rusher, so it makes sense in the 4-3 defense for him to be a defensive end. So he's a scheme fit. He's on the last year of his deal right now, so we're definitely going to have to re-sign him. You don't trade a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick and a running back to get someone that you're just going to let go to free agency after the first year. So first order of business is to go ahead and sign him up to a long-term deal. He wants 2 years, $24.4 million. That's a pretty cheap deal, actually, he's only 81 overall, so in Madden, he's not necessarily elite. So we'll go ahead and offer that to him and see what he says. He's coming back for 2 more years after this season. The Dolphins are currently sitting with a 5-3 record, trying to make a playoff run. They think that Bradley Chubb is going to be a piece that helps push them over and get to the playoffs on a defensive side. The rest of the team, you can see it's not too bad overall on defense for sure. Should try to upgrade the strong safety spot after this season possibly. We do also have Byron Jones at cornerback, but he's on injured reserve right now. Once I'm able to bring him back, I'm definitely going to do that. And then on offense, Tua is a 79 overall with star dev. Tyreek Hill is a 98 with X Factor. The offensive line is not looking great at all. And also, I went through and I forced win and forced lost the games that the Dolphins won and lost in real life. So they have the 5-3 record. And while it happened, the running back Mostert ended up getting injured and is out for 5 more weeks. So I guess we'll use newly acquired Jeff Wilson as the starting running back, coming over from the 49ers. As you can see, we have the Miami Dolphins setting at 5-3, going to be playing against the 5-3 Bears in week 9. Apparently in Madden, the Bears are doing way better than in real life. I did make the schedule and wins and losses fit for the Dolphins, but unfortunately it doesn't do it for every other team. Madden hasn't updated the start now thing that they have, where it actually goes to whatever week it is in real life. They said they're not going to update it for I think until week 10 or 12 or something, unfortunately. So that's what we have to do until then. But we need to go and look at the players that are ready to negotiate and see who we should try to re-sign. We got $22 million in cap space, so we're actually looking pretty low on that. But it's looking like we don't really have a whole bunch of guys that we're going to want to bring back. I would say try to get Gesicki back, 4 years, $43 million, see if we have enough for it. So offer him this deal. He's coming back, and then I'm going to wait on everyone else to the end of the season. We do have this tandem breakout on defense. Your star player has inspired a teammate, so let's see what this is. Maybe it'll be for Bradley Chubb, and we'll get lucky and he'll jump up to superstar dev. It's going to be for cornerback Xavier Howard and Noah. Xavier Howard has earned 2,500 XP for inspiring a teammate. Get 2 combined interceptions and pass deflections with Noah against the Bears to inspire the entire defense. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll find out. Well, we did beat the Bears 42-28, so let's see how this thing went right here. I was ready to go coming into the game, but wasn't able to find the ball or make the plays I was hoping to. So yeah, you didn't get it. We actually finished the season with a 10-7 record and won the division. The Patriots went 10-7. The Bills went 8-9. What the heck? The Jets went 5-12. Let's check out the season stats. We got the 10th ranked offense. I like to see that. Defensively, what did we get here? 9th. So we got 2 top 10. We got top 10 offense, top 10 defense. 2 or 3 for 4,700 yards, 33 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 61% completion with only a 95 rating. That rating's kind of low. Mostert ran for 600 yards, 4.3 per carry with 7 touchdowns. Gaskin had 400 yards, 3.8 per carry with 3 touchdowns, and Jeff Wilson had a little over 300 yards, 3.7 per carry with 5 touchdowns. Receiving, Tyreek Hill had the most yards with 1,412 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle had 1,200 yards with 6 touchdowns. Cedric Wilson had 700 yards with 10 touchdowns. And Gesicki had 700 yards with 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Jerome Baker led the team in tackles with 121. TFL's Christian Wilkins led the team with 19. I did move him to defensive tackle so I could put Chubb at defensive end. Bradley Chubb at 18 TFLs and Ogba had 17 sacks. Bradley Chubb, look at that, coming through, leading the team in sacks with 13. Looks like that trade's paying off on here. Ogba had 6.5 and Wilkins had 5.5. Xavier Howard had 3 interceptions. Baker had 3. I don't know how to say that dude's last name. So Clayton had 2 and Crossan had 2. A couple other guys had 1. We're going to be playing against the 11-6 Baltimore Ravens in the wild card round of the playoffs. We also had the Chiefs against the Patriots, the Colts against the Chargers, and the Bengals had a first round bye. Playing in Miami in the wild card round, we're up 7-0 in the first quarter, looking good. Let's keep the momentum here. Tied 7-7, second quarter. Now we're down 14-7. We tied it up 14-14 in the third. We're losing 21-14. We're losing 28-14, not looking good. We scored a touchdown, 28-21 in the fourth. Can we do something? No, we didn't do it. Lost in the wild card round. The Bengals beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl 31-28 to win their first ever Super Bowl. Joe Mixon won Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow won MVP of the regular season. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Chris Godwin won Offensive Player of the Year with the Buccaneers. Khalil Mack won Defensive Player of the Year with the Chargers. Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Jets. And Trayvon Walker won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Jaguars. So we only have $9.9 million in cap space, so we basically can't re-sign anybody. I mean, we can re-sign like 1 or 2 guys maybe, but I think I'm just going to let everyone go to free agency. There's not anybody that's like, we got to have them. And then we'll see where we go from there. Maybe we can try to free up some cap space in the salaries. The draft picks match up from the trade for Bradley Chubb, so I'm going to trade the first round pick from this year, 4th round pick from next year for the lowest overall rated guy on the Broncos roster, which is a 31 overall tight end, and I'm just going to turn around and cut him. Done deal. The Miami Dolphins still have 1 more draft pick left here in Madden, but in real life they actually forfeited that because of the tampering punishment that they got. But I'm going to go ahead and just keep the first round pick because I don't know how to just delete a first round pick. But yeah, I'm checking out the team salaries and I'm not really seeing anyone that's worth cutting on here. I mean, I guess maybe this guy, but it's only going to free up like $3 million in space. So, and the fullback could save us $6 million. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cut him. We don't really need a fullback. This is modern NFL. Nobody uses fullbacks anymore, except for the 49ers.
Go do your thing.
We do still have Armstead here, but he's out for 16 weeks with some kind of injury. So he'll be the left tackle. Connor Williams will be at center. Hunt will be at right guard. So really, we just need to upgrade a left guard and maybe a right tackle. But Jackson does have star dev, even though he's only a 70 overall. Jeff Wilson Jr. is going to be our best running back right now, so we probably need to try to upgrade that as well. Defensively, we could use another defensive tackle. Wilkins jumped up to superstar. That's nice to see. Still got Baker at middle linebacker. Still got Phillips. We need to upgrade this left outside linebacker spot. We also need to upgrade this safety spot if we can. I mean, we're going to be limited on what we can do, though. Cornerbacks looking good. We're getting Byron Jones back off injury. I'm bringing Raheem Mostert back at running back for a 1-year deal. He's still a 77 overall. And he had a lot of interest in coming back to the team. I'm bringing Jayon Brown in at linebacker. Going to move him to outside linebacker. And Akeem Hicks, get him on a 1-year deal. I'm going to move him to defensive tackle. I did download the actual draft class from next season that's coming up. So it's got C.J. Stroud, it's got Will Anderson, Bryce Young, Jalen Carter, Keely Ringo. I mean, honestly, personally, for me, I don't really watch college football that much, so I don't really know a lot of these guys. I mean, obviously I've heard of C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, and I've heard of Keely Ringo, but whenever it gets down past that, I pretty much don't know who a lot of these people are, so I'm going to do the best that I can. We actually have pick in the first round. Our pick is number 31, so we're not going to be able to get one of these top guys unless we trade away, like a bunch of, or at least 2 first-round picks probably. So I'm just going to go ahead and take whoever we have available when we get to pick number 31 in the first round. All right, so here we are in the first round at pick number 31. And I do have this free safety Antonio Johnson from Texas A&M, 100% scouted. He's a true first round talent. So we're already all the way down in pick 31, so basically about to be in the second round. So obviously I'm going to take him because he's a true first round talent, and it's almost a second round pick. He has good acceleration, good jumping, good speed, good strength. We're just going to go ahead and take a chance on him. He's got hidden dead with 90 speed, probably going to end up being a starter for us right away. Here in the second round, we really need help on the offensive line, like pretty bad in a couple of spots. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Zion Nelson from Miami. He's an agile scheme fit. We only got him 50% scouted, but it looks like he could be pretty good. He has great acceleration, good agility, good change of direction with great speed. So here he goes. Hidden Dev, 86 strength. Here in the third round, there's a center here. His name's Jared Patterson from Notre Dame. Agile, scheme fit. I'm going to go ahead and draft him. I got a 50% scouted, so I don't really know a ton about him, but he looks like for a third round pick, we'll take a chance on him. He's got normal dev. We have another pick here in the third round, pick 25. I'm going to take Malachi Moore, quarterback from Alabama. He's a slot scheme fit. 6 foot, 182 pounds, 21 years old. He's got C-man coverage and C-zone coverage with B tackle. Normal dev, 90 speed. Here in the fifth round, I'm going to take a chance on this running back from Minnesota, Mohamed Ibrahim. He's elusive, scheme fit. He's 23 years old, 5'10", 210 pounds. He has A, ball carrier vision, and A, break tackle. His speed is only decent, but fifth round, we're taking a chance. He's got normal dev, 87 speed is not terrible. The seventh round, pick 22, the last pick that we have in the draft, I'm taking this middle linebacker, Shaka Hayward from Duke. He's a run-stop scheme fit. He's only 6'3", 220, so that's kind of small for a linebacker, but he's a scheme fit. Taking a chance, seventh round, he's got 82 speed. First round pick, Antonio Johnson, the free safety from Texas A&M, is a 74 overall. He does have hidden dev, so he's probably going to end up being a starter right away for us. We needed help at the strong safety spot. Right tackle, Zion Nelson is only a 66 overall. Patterson is a 67. Malachi Moore is a 71. And then we got a 67 running back and a 63 middle linebacker. Let's go check out the whole class real quick and see. The Steelers took C.J. Stroud, and the Lions took Bryce Young. Will Anderson was a 79 overall. Who's the highest overall? Will Anderson, 79, and then there's 3 guys that are 78. This is what the starting lineup looks like for season 2. Tua is up to 80 overall with star dev. We brought Mostert back to be the running back for 1 season. Tyreek Hill's a 98 X factor. Cedric Wilson lost his star dev. He's down to normal dev. Jalen Waddle superstar with 90 overall. I moved Austin Jackson to left guard. He was a 70 at right tackle, but actually bumped him up to a 72 at left guard, so we can start the rookie Zion Nelson at right tackle. It's only a 66, but he does have hidden dev, so the offensive line doesn't look extremely terrible right now. Gesicki's an 86 overall with star dev. Defensively, Bradley Chubb's playing up to 83 overall. I moved Jalen Phillips down to left end, and I moved Ogba to defensive tackle. So that gave us a little bit of a hole at right outside linebacker, but I don't think that it's extremely important in this defensive scheme. Also, I'm making Johnson the starting strong safety, so I'm going to end up trading away Jones to make sure that he doesn't start over him. We got Baker and Brown at linebackers here. Xavier Howard's 89 overall with superstar. Byron Jones is 86 with star dev. And then, I'm not sure how to say this dude's name. Igbinoghene is a 75 with star dev. So I'll put Brandon Jones on the trade block, and the Eagles are willing to give me Nakobe Dean for him straight up. So I'm going to do that and make him the starting right outside linebacker in place of the guy that was only a 65 overall. For this year's draft class and the second season, I'm going to be using the computer generated class, and for the rest of the rebuild, I'll be doing that as well. Not off to the best start ever. At the midseason point, we're 3-4. The Jets and the Bills are both 6-1, and the Patriots are 1-6. Check out players ready to negotiate. We got $62 million in cap space. Christian Wilkins is 27 years old, 84 overall with superstar. Definitely want to bring him back. Obviously, we want to try to bring Tua back as well. So let's start with Tua right here. He wants 5 years, $145 million. That's not like completely outrageous, so let's just offer it to him. It's exactly the offer he wanted. He's coming back. Christian Wilkins, he wants 3 years, $31 million. Go ahead and offer it to him and see what he says. He's not considering shorter deals at the moment, so he wants a longer deal. Keem Hicks is a 1-year patch. Pretty much everyone else. Oh, wait, hold up. Robert Hunt. Yeah, I definitely want to bring him back. He's coming back. Who else do we got? Connor Williams, 26 years old, 2 years, $15 million, starting the center. Not a bad deal. He's coming back, so now we pretty much got $12 million in cap space. Gotta make sure we have enough to bring Wilkins back. I simulated to week 11 so I could do my focus scouting, and we got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle both injured right now. Tyreek Hill's got a broken tailbone out for 7 weeks, and Jalen Waddle's out for 3 weeks with broken ribs, so that's not good for us at all. We also have a breakout QB potential thingamajigger here. Let's see what's going on with it. Tua is coming off of a stellar game. Is he in the process of taking the next step? Throw one or few interceptions and have 350 yards or 4 total touchdowns with Tua to increase his depth trait to superstar. We ended up winning the game against the Jets 21-17, so let's see if we got the breakout dev trait for Tua or not. Please let us get it. No dev upgrade. End of the regular season, we finished 7-10, so we missed the playoffs. I'm pretty sure that the fact that we had 2 hurt wide receivers that are our main starters, Tyreek Hill and Waddle, probably had a lot to do with it. Let's check out the stats here. We had the 29th ranked offense, so yeah, not good at all on offense. Defensively 25th, so everything is just falling apart. 2 threw for 4,400 yards, 27 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 62% completion with a 90 rating. That's terrible. Rushing, Mostert had a terrible season, 800 yards, 3.44 per carry with 6 touchdowns. Jeff Wilson, 3.2 per carry with 8 touchdowns. Come on. Terrible. Gesicki led the team in receiving yards with 1,000, had 5 touchdowns. Cedric Wilson had 900 yards, 8 touchdowns. Ezukanma had 700 yards with 7 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill only played in 7 games, had 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle only played in 9 games, had 400 yards with 2 touchdowns. Jerome Baker led the team in tackles with 146. TFL's Bradley Chubb had 19 sacks. Bradley Chubb led the team with 10.5. Jalen Phillips had 9 since we moved him down to the defensive end. Looks like that's probably what I should have done the first season. Ogba had 7.5 from the defensive tackle spot since we moved him to D tackle. Wilkins had 6 from the defensive tackle spot. And even Nakobe Dean got 3. Interceptions, Xavier Howard had 6. Byron Jones had 4. Baker had 3. Holland had 3. The rookie safety had 2. Jayon Brown had 1. Bills beat the Packers in the Super Bowl 36-33 to win their first ever Super Bowl. Josh Allen won Super Bowl MVP and regular season MVP. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Joe Mixon won Offensive Player of the Year with the Bengals. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Bryce Young won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Lions. And Will Anderson Jr. won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Texans. We have $21 million in cap space. Christian Wilkins, still want to try to bring him back. He did drop down to star dev. He lost his superstar. So let's go ahead and offer him a 2-year, $21 million deal. Probably going to get him a little bit cheaper now. We offered him a 3-year deal last time and he was like, nope. Well, he's going to regret that. I offered him a 2-year deal now. He's coming back. Thank you for turning down the deal. That would have paid you more. Appreciate it. And everyone else we're moving on from. Well, let's see. Noah, 24 years old. He has 75 overall star dev, 3 years, 9.6 mil. If he'll sign that, I'll be happy to bring him back, and he's coming back. Austin Jackson lost his star dev. He's down to normal dev. We only got $7 million in cap space. Well, let's try to bring him back because he's a starter at left guard. 2 years, 7.6 mil. He wants to go to free agency. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. We need a running back for sure, and I guess we could just roll with Eichenberg over here at left guard. I don't know how you say his name. Eisenberg from Breaking Bad, maybe? I'm not sure.
Say my name. Eisenberg.
But we could roll with him at left guard. Center is 79, so Nelson has star dev. He's up to 73 overall. Defensively, what are the other guys? Johnson, he had a hidden dev, but now he's all the way back down to normal. What the heck? 77 overall though, so he'll still be the starter. We got a hole here at the outside linebacker spot. So basically, I mean, we could just use outside linebackers and a running back. Free agency, I'm only going to be able to sign Cam Akers at running back. He's 82 overall with star dev. He's a scheme fit, 25 years old, got him on a 4-year deal. And we only got $3 million left in cap space, so we can't sign anybody else. Also, one thing I didn't notice, what I just did right now, is that Bradley Chubb is up to superstar dev, playing up to 85 overall, so he's developing nicely. Here in the first round, we have pick number 8 since we had a crappy season. I'm going to draft this middle linebacker, Josh Jones. He's a field general. I got him 100% scouted. He's a true first round talent. Definitely need help at linebacker, so I'm going to take a chance on him. He's 6'2", 249 pounds. He has great to elite in a bunch of things. Solid speed, solid strength. Here we go. He's got hidden dev with 85 speed. Here in the second round, I'm going to draft this running back, Quentin Morris. He's an elusive back, scheme fit. We only got him 50% scouted, so we don't know a whole ton about him, but he is a pretty good athlete. He has great acceleration, elite change of direction. He's not the fastest. He only has solid speed, but I'm going to take a chance on him. Only got normal dev with 90 speed. Here in the third round, I'm going to draft this center, Aaron Ward. He's an agile scheme fit. We only got him 50% scouted, but he has A in some of the things that we know about. He has elite agility, elite change of direction with elite jumping, great speed, great strength. He looks like a hell of an athlete, and he has the potential to have A and a couple of other things. He's got hidden dev with 90 strength. Here in the fifth round, I'm going to take a chance on this right outside linebacker. He's a power rush scheme fit, Robert Weston, 6'3", 264 pounds, 22 years old. Only got him 50% scouted, but he has great acceleration with good speed. Normal dev 82 speed. Checking out the draft recap, middle linebacker Josh Jones is a 75 overall. We drafted in the first round. He does have hidden dev. He's definitely going to be starting that middle linebacker right away. Running back I drafted in the second round is a 76 overall. It sucks he only has normal dev, but at least he'll be a good backup running back. The center that I drafted in the third round, Aaron Ward, is a 71 overall with hidden dev. He might end up being the starter at left guard. And then the outside linebacker I drafted in the fifth round is only a 65 overall with normal dev. Computer drafted the rest of the guys, they all have normal dev. This is what the rest of the draft is looking like for all the other teams. Let's see, the highest overall is an 80 wide receiver that the Patriots drafted with the number 3 pick, and then there's a 78 overall right tackle that the Texans drafted. And then there's a run of 76 overalls in the second round, dang. And even another one down here, and a third round 76 overall. I'm gonna make some changes with the offensive playbook and scheme because this hasn't seemed to be working out for us. So it looks like the thing we had the highest scheme fit is going to be 88% for vertical zone run. We all know the best vertical zone run playbook in Madden is definitely Tampa Bay. We got the receivers for it. Hopefully Tua can handle it. So that's what we're doing. This is what the starting lineup is looking like for season 3. Tua is up to 81 overall with start dev. We brought in Cam Akers and free agency, and we also drafted Morris at running back. Tyreek Hill's at 97 with X Factor. Jalen Waddle's at 91 with Superstar. Nelson's up to 74. We're starting the left guard Ward over Eisenberg over here. And defensively, Bradley Chubb, we saw he got up to superstar dev. He's playing up to 85. I'm making Jones the starter at middle linebacker. I moved Baker to outside linebacker, and Dean is still here at outside linebacker. And then Johnson, we're going to have to hope that he bounces back and gets his star dev back. So I got Byron Jones, and we still got the same defensive lineman here and the same cornerback. So see how things go this year. The midseason point, we're 3-3, so not off to the greatest start once again. The Patriots are 4-3, the Bills are 2-4, and the Jets are 2-4. We have $72 million in cap space. We got Javon Holland, 88 overall. Definitely need to bring Bradley Chubb back. So let's go ahead and start with Holland. We got 5 years, 67 mil. Offer him that deal straight up and see what he says. He's glad he got the deal done. Bradley Chubb next, he wants 2 years, 24 mil. That's really not that bad at all. He's not considering shorter deals, so he wants a 3-year deal. Byron Jones, he's 31 years old. I'm gonna wait till the end of the year. He's probably gonna start regressing pretty fast now. Jalen Phillips, he's 25 years old. He's 81 overall star dev. He's not interested in coming back. So if we want to offer him a deal, it's probably gonna have to be, let's try this 4-year deal and see what he says. He wants a bigger offer. Figured that was coming. Jerome Baker, probably going to end up moving on from him. He's 27 and he never really developed. He's just stuck around to 80. Cedric Wilson, probably going to move along from him too. I advance to the next week so we can try to bring Bradley Chubb back. We need to make sure that he stays on the team, obviously. Since this is Bradley Chubb Dolphins rebuild, he's coming back for 3 more years. All right. Over here at week 11, we're 4-5 right now, but I got to week 11 so I could do my focus scouting, and we have a breakout opportunity for the quarterback. See if we can go ahead and try to get Tua boosted up on his dev trait because he really needs it. See what this is saying here. Throw 1 or fewer interceptions and have 350 yards or 4 touchdowns with Tua to increase his dev trait to superstar. We won the game 35-20, so let's see what happened with the QB breakout. Did we get it? Looks like we got it. Yes, Tua now is superstar. We needed that so bad. Looks like we had a good second half of the season. We finished 10-7 and won the division. The Bills went 9-8, the Patriots went 9-8, and the Jets went 6-11. See what happened over here with the season stats. We had the 6th ranked offense, and Tua passed for the most yards. That's what I'm talking about. 3rd ranked defense, so everything is just coming together now. Tua threw for 5,100 yards, 32 touchdowns, 18 interceptions is like really high. 65% completion, 95 rating is kind of low. Rushing yards, Cam Akers had 988, 4.3 per carry with 8 touchdowns. So that's definitely better than what Mostert did for us last year. The rookie running back only had 3.2 per carry, but he did have 11 touchdowns. Receiving, Tyreek Hill had 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Cedric Wilson, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki, the tight end, 900 yards with 5 touchdowns. Getting a lot of production out here. Jerome Baker had the most tackles with 124. Nakobe Dean had 95. Where's that middle linebacker at? That's not him. Did he get hurt or something? He only had 38 tackles. All right. Jalen Phillips had 17 TFLs. Wilkins had 14. Chubb had 11. Bradley Chubb led the team in sacks with 12. Ogba had 9.5. Phillips had 8. Xavier Howard had 4 interceptions, and then a bunch of other guys had 1. Going to be playing against the 11-6 Denver Broncos in the wild card round. We also have the Chargers against the Chiefs, the Ravens against the Raiders, and the Titans had a first round bye. Playing in Miami in the wild card, first quarter, we're up 3-0. Now we're losing 7-3. We're up 10-7 in the second, tied 10-10. We're up 17-10 in the second. Third quarter, we're still up 17-10. Now we score again, we're up 24-10, 24-17. In the fourth, we're winning 31-17, 38-17. We're winning, we're blowing them out. Going to the next round. In that game, it said that Jalen Waddle got injured. He's going to be out for 1 week. Apparently, Cam Akers broke his wrist and is out for 7 weeks as well. And our starting right tackle is out for 2 weeks with a dislocated knee. We're playing against the 14-3 Tennessee Titans in the next round. We also have the Chargers against the Ravens. Playing in Tennessee in the next round of the playoffs. We're down 3-0 in the first. Now we're up 7-3. We're up 14-3, 14-10. We're still winning. Second quarter, we're up 21-10. Third quarter, we're up 21-10 still, 28-10. Now the Tennessee kicked the field goal, but we're up 35-13, 38-13, 38-20, 45-20. Putting up all these points like crazy. We won the game 45-20. This ain't the Tennessee Titans stadium, is it? This thing looks like a brand new stadium. Playing against the 11-6 Chargers in the AFC Championship game. See, they beat the Chiefs 23-13, and they beat the Ravens 24-22. So they've been like pretty close games, I guess you could say. Playing in LA, we're up 7-0 in the first. It's tied 7-7 in the second. We're losing 14-7. Now we're losing 14-10 in the third quarter. Now we're up 17-14 in the third. Low scoring game here. Still the fourth quarter, we're tied 17-all. Now we're losing 20. Now we're tied 20-20 overtime right now. And it looks like the Chargers won. Yeah. Looking at the player stats from that game we just lost, and the Chargers have Tyler Huntley as their quarterback. He threw for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tua only threw for 250 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he had a 67 rating, so I just thought it was crazy that Huntley's on there as the starter. Cowboys beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl 27-20 to win their 6th ever Super Bowl. Jayon Brown won Super Bowl MVP with the Cowboys. Patrick Mahomes won MVP of the regular season with the Chiefs. Dan Campbell won Coach of the Year with the Lions. Chris Godwin won Offensive Player of the Year with the Buccaneers. Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year with the Falcons. We have $39 million in cap space, and Byron Jones is dropped down to 83 overall. He still has star dev, 32 years old. He wants 1 year, $7.5 million. I'll definitely offer it to him and see what he says. He's coming back. Who else do we have? Jalen Phillips, he wants 3 years, $38 million. Jerome Baker, 3 years, $19 million. Looks like we have a couple of guys we really got to think about. Jalen Phillips, he's 26 and he's 82 overall. Let's offer him this deal and see. We offered him a 4-year deal last time and he turned it down. So let's try it again and see what he says. He's coming back. I think I'm going to let Jerome Baker walk. Or should I bring him back? I think I'm just going to let him walk. Cedric Wilson, same thing. I'm moving on to free agency. Emmanuel Ogba is going to be making he's going to be making $18.9 million. But he's 31 years old. He's down to 80 overall. He's in the last year of his deal. I'm going to go ahead and release him and save basically $17 million. Because because I don't think that he's worth that for being a 31-year-old, 81 overall. We did see that Tua jumped up to superstar dev in the middle of the season last year, so that does look nice on him. He's playing up to 85 overall. Cam Akers is up to 84 overall. That running back we drafted is playing up to 80. Tyreek Hill is 97 with X Factor, so we definitely need a third receiver. Defensively, could use an outside linebacker. Nakobe Dean jumped up to star dev. Nice. This safety is just staying there around 78, 79 with normal dev. Bradley Chubb lost his superstar. He just down the star, but he's still playing up to 86. So we need a defensive tackle and a right outside linebacker. And at cornerback, I guess we could roll what we got for one more year. We still got this guy to be the third corner. Free agency, I ended up bringing Ogba back at defensive tackle, but I got him on a 1-year, $8 million deal, so we still ended up saving money by releasing him. He was the best defensive tackle that was available in free agency. I'm also bringing in Baron Browning. He's a scheme fit outside linebacker, 78 overall. He only has normal dev, but he's 26 years old, so he still has a couple of years to improve. Wide receiver 3, bringing in Nico Collins. He's the same overall that Cedric Wilson was that we let go to free agency, but he's like 3 years younger than Cedric Wilson. He only has normal dev, but he's a scheme fit. The New York Jets have pick number 6 in the first round, and I'm going to trade up for it. They want my first round pick this year and next year, and a 7th round pick this year. I'm going to go ahead and do it. There's a safety that I have 100% scouted that is a true top 5 talent, so we need to upgrade that position for sure. Here's the strong safety, Orlando Davis. He's a hybrid scheme fit. He was projected to be a 1st or 2nd round, but like I said, I got him 100% scouted. It says he's a top 5 talent for sure. He's 6'2", 208 pounds, 22 years old. He has elite agility with great speed, great change of direction. He's the fastest safety in the class. Coming to the Dolphins. Hidden dev, 91 speed. 2nd round, I'm going to draft this wide receiver, Sean Wells. He's a deep threat scheme fit. He's 6'3", 219 pounds, 22 years old. He has good acceleration, good change of direction, good jumping. His speed is only decent, but 2nd round, taking a chance. His catching is B. He's got normal dev, only 88 speed, but it means a tall guy. So checking out the draft recap, the 1st round pick safety is a 76 overall from Texas. We did see he has hidden dev, so he'll definitely be starting that strong safety right away. And then the wide receiver I drafted in the 2nd round is only a 69 overall. Computer drafted the rest of the guys. They drafted this quarterback in the 3rd round. He has hidden dev, 69 overall, wearing number 21 apparently. And then the computer also drafted this tight end, George Candy, in the 7th round, who has hidden dev, 67 overall. Entire NFL draft recap, the number 1 overall pick was a 77 overall outside linebacker, and he was also the highest overall along with this strong safety in the 2nd round, 77 overall. Nice pick from the LA Rams. This is what the team is looking like for the start of season 4. Tua is up to superstar dev, 82 overall. Akers is 84 with star. Tyreek Hill is playing up to 96 with X Factor. Waddle is at 893 with star dev. The offensive line is looking pretty good. Gesicki's up to 89. Defensively, this is where we made a couple of changes. Drafted Davis in the 1st round. He's going to be starting over Johnson. I'm probably just going to trade Johnson away to make sure that Davis starts. Brought in Browning to play outside linebacker. And then we got Jones and Nakobe Dean in the middle, or middle and outside linebacker. Bradley Chubb's playing up to 86 overall. He still has star dev. Traded the other starting safety, Johnson, to the Vikings for a 3rd round pick. We're off to a decent start here at the midseason point. We're 4-2, 2nd in the division to the 5-2 Jets. The Bills are 4-3 and the Patriots are 3-4. Check out players ready to negotiate. We got $62 million in cap space. Jalen Waddle wants 4 years, $80 million. Christian Wilkins, Byron Jones, Ogba. All right, so we have a couple guys here. All right, we definitely want to bring in Jalen Waddle back. 4 years, $80.5 mil. He's 93 overall with star dev. He's coming back. We got $43 million left. Christian Wilkins, 29 years old. I'll go ahead and offer him this deal. No, not negotiating on the years. Up it or move on. You don't have to get an attitude, dude. All right, we're gonna end up trying to bring Byron Jones back, most likely, but wait till the end of the year. Ogba, same thing. I'm gonna wait till the end of the year on him. Robert Hunt is 29 years old. I'll go ahead and offer him this deal. He's coming back. And is there anyone else? Connor Williams. He wants 2 years, 17 mil. We'll go ahead and throw it to him. He's coming back. We got 19 million left. Apparently we collapsed in the second half. We went 8-9 on the season. What the heck? Let me see what's going on here with the schedule real quick. Second half of this season, we just completely collapsed. We had a 4-game losing streak right here, won 1 game, and then had a 3-game losing streak, and then won the last game. Look at the schedule. There's 5 away games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 away games to end the schedule. What the heck? How's that even fair? Alright, well, anyways, we went 8-9 on the season. The Bills went 10-7 to win the division. The Jets went 9-8, and the Patriots went 6-11. Checking out the season stats, we actually had the 6th ranked offense. Tua had the 3rd most passing yards, and defensively 24th, so the defense took a step back. Tua threw for 5,100 yards, 39 touchdowns, 12 interceptions with a 64% completion and a 103 rating, so that's the highest rating he's ever had in his career. Getting good production out of him now. Cam Akers had only played in 11 games. That's the reason why I don't like signing him in Madden. He gets injured all the time. He had almost 700 yards rushing, 4.2 per carry with 5 touchdowns. Backup running back Morris had 400 yards, 3.9 per carry with 6 touchdowns. Receiving, Tyreek Hill had over 100 catches for 1,400 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Nico Collins came on over in free agency. He had almost 1,000 yards with 10 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki had 600 yards, 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Nakobe Dean led the team in tackles with 118. Josh Jones had 97. Bradley Chubb led the team in TFLs with 17. Ogba had 16, and Phillips had 15. Bradley Chubb led the team in sacks once again with 15, the best season he's had yet. Jalen Phillips had 7 sacks. Ogba had 6.5, and Nakobe Dean even got in with 4.5 sacks and 1 interception. Josh Jones led the team in interceptions with 3, along with Xavier Howard, and then a few other guys had 1. The Titans in the Super Bowl 38-20 to win their 7th Super Bowl. Micah Parsons won Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow won MVP of the regular season with the Bengals. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Joe Mixon won Offensive Player of the Year with the Bengals. So apparently the Bengals offense was freaking ridiculous. DeForest Buckner won Defensive Player of the Year with the Colts. We got $37 million in cap space. Christian Wilkins is 85 overall with Star Dev. He wants a 1-year deal for $9.5 million. I'm gonna offer it to him and see what he says. He's coming back. And then we have Byron Jones. He is down to an 80 overall. He still has a Star Dev. And we still have Ogba, Nakobe Dean. So we got 28 million, so I want to make sure. Let me try to get Nakobe Dean first. He's 25 years old, playing he's a 78 overall scheme fit with Star Dev. So I offer him this 4-year deal and see what he says. He's not interested in signing. Alright, well, sorry. I'm sorry, man. I guess we'll try to bring Byron Jones. He only wants 1 year, $5 million. That's not too bad. He's coming back. And Ogba, defensive tackle. I mean, he's been pretty good for us. Well, I'll go ahead and bring him back for 1 more year. It's gonna be the last season of the rebuild. So, all right, we only got 15 million left. Looking at the team salaries, and there's one big freaking red flag that's sticking out here. Tyreek Hill is 32 years old. He's down to a 93, which is still really good, especially for his age. It's on the last year of his deal. He's gonna get paid $50 million this year. If we cut him, we're gonna save $45 million. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut him and see how much it costs to try to re-sign him in free agency, because I'm sure we can get him for way cheaper than $45 million. So sorry, but that's what's gonna have to be done in order to try to free up a little bit of cap space. Apparently Tua has freaking X Factor. What the heck? How did this happen? Progression history. You got development trait increase from the staff week. Why? Alright, well, whatever. I'm not going to question it. I'm happy that he got it. So obviously we need to get Tyreek Hill back in free agency if we can. Armstead dropped down from a superstar to Star Dev. The entire offensive line is looking pretty good. Defensively, we lost Nakobe Dean. I'm going to see if I can try to get him back in free agency. That safety we drafted has Star Dev. I was hoping he was going to have a little bit higher, but at least he still has Star. We do need another defensive tackle. Wait, we got Wilkins, my bad. He's injured. That's why they're not showing him. So yeah, we just need to try to get Nakobe Dean back, and I guess we could use another cornerback. Like at this point, all the corners are getting pretty old, so they're regressing. Maybe we need to try to get like a star cornerback, a stud, true number 1. All right, free agency, I was able to get Tyreek Hill back. Nobody else had any interested in him at all for some reason, but I got him on a 3-year deal for like, I think it was like $60 million. So like 20 million a year is way cheaper than 45 million for 1 year. Basically gonna get him on a 3-year deal. For his entire deal is gonna be worth what that 1 year was gonna be. I'm getting Romeo Doubs in free agency as well, 81 overall wide receiver, and we're getting the Kobe Dean back. I did try to get the best cornerback that was available. He was only 84 overall, but he turned us down. So maybe I can make a trade for a true cornerback #1 for the last season. I'm trading him for 87 overall cornerback from the Browns, Greg Newsome. They won my 1st round pick next year, 2nd round pick this year, and the 4th round pick next year. So the draft is completely done for now. Did the entire draft since we didn't have a 1st or 2nd round pick, and we didn't get anybody that's worth mentioning. Check out the entire NFL draft real quick. #1 overall pick was a 75 overall outside linebacker. The highest was a 2nd round wide receiver, 77 overall. Then there's 3 more 77 overall guys. There's the starting lineup for the 5th and final season. Tua still has X factor somehow or another. I don't know how, but I'm freaking loving it though. He's at 84 overall. Akers is 85 overall. Jalen Waddle is the #1 receiver now. I don't know how they figured that out. Well, I guess he's a true 94. Tyreek Hill's at 93, but he has a +1 morale boost. But he still has superstar div. And then we got Romeo Doubs coming in free agency to be wide receiver 3. The offensive line is all in the low to mid 80s. Gesicki's still 89 overall. What the heck, this tight end is a 75 overall superstar. Is that the tight end that the computer drafted in the 7th round last year? What the heck, freaking Madden draft. Defensively, we ended up trading for Newsome. He's going to be cornerback 1, and then Howard's 84 overall, cornerback 2. Byron Jones, 81 overall, cornerback 3. Bradley Chubb is 86 overall with star div. Ogba is 80 with normal. Wilkins 86 with star. Phillips 84 with star. So this defensive line has been the same people the entire time. Holland has still been here the whole time. He's up to a 91 overall. Kobe Dean, we brought him back in free agency, and then we still got Davis at safety, 80 overall. All right, we're here at the midseason point, and I don't know what the hell is going on. The team is off to a bad start, 1-6, dead last in the division. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate it to the end of the season and see if the team can go on some miraculous run and try to get to the playoffs. We'll find out though, I guess. End of the regular season, we finished 7-10, so no playoffs for us once again. Checking out the season stats, the offense is only ranked 23rd. The heck, man. Fluctuation is ridiculous. Defense 21st. Looks like Cam Akers got injured again. 2 threw for 4,700 yards, 35 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 62% completion with a 97 rating. So he got X factor and he stepped back some, like his production. That don't make sense at all. Cam Akers played in 12 games, rushed for 500 yards, 4 per carry with 8 touchdowns. Morris had 578 yards, 3.6 per carry with 11 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle had 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs had 800 yards with 11 touchdowns. Gesicki had almost 700 yards with 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Kobe Dean led the team in tackles with 122. Josh Jones had 109. Bradley Chubb led the team in TFLs with 16 and sacks with 13.5. So Bradley Chubb has been giving us really great production. Ogba had 7.5 and Wilkins had 5.5 or 6.5. Phillips had 5.5. Josh Jones had 3 interceptions. Kobe Dean had 2. Newsome had 2, and a few other guys had 1. I'm gonna take a closer look at Bradley Chubb real quick. He's playing up to 87 overall with star dev at the moment. He's 30 years old. Let's see what he did for the whole entire rebuild. 5 years he was in Miami in this rebuild. He led the team in sacks every single year. The first year he had 13 sacks, then 10.5, 12, 15, and 13.5. So I think that the trade based off of this, in Madden, it was definitely worth it. Get you a defensive end that's putting up over 10 sacks every year. He had over 12 sacks, at least 12 or more in every season except for one season. Steelers beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl 31-28 to win their 7th Super Bowl, and CJ Stroud won Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won MVP of the regular season with the Bills. Ed Green won Coach of the Year with the Eagles. Josh Jacobs won Offensive Player of the Year with the Raiders. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Unfortunately, we weren't able to win the Super Bowl. We did make it to the playoffs a couple years and missed a few years. I think overall the team, we did a pretty good job, or I think I did a pretty good job on upgrading positions and cutting losses when we needed to. Bradley Chubb was definitely the star of the video though, leading the team in sacks every single year. So that's going to be it for the video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Say something down in the comments. I appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!